So now we're up to the point that we're talking about the slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. So with perpendicular and parallel lines, there are some things that we need to know. First of all, if I come over here, know that parallel lines have got to have the same slope. So y equals 3x plus 4, y equals 3x plus 9. Those would be parallel lines because they have the same m, the same slope. Perpendicular lines are different. They have slopes that are what are called negative reciprocals. So if the slope is 1/2, the negative reciprocal slope would be negative 2 over 1. We flip it and change the sign. If the slope is negative 1/3, the negative reciprocal slope would be 3 over 1. Again, we flip it and we change the sign. So let's look at a couple of these and try them out. Line S has a slope of 2/5. Line T has a slope of 2/5. Are they parallel or perpendicular? Well, since they have the same slope, we would say that they are parallel. Line Q has a slope of 5/6. R is perpendicular. What's the slope? Again, negative reciprocal. We flip it over and make it negative. So in this case, we flip it over, it would be 6/5. And we make it negative, it would be negative 6/5. This is the equation of the line R is y equals negative 2/3 x plus 9. S is perpendicular. What's the slope of line S? Again, we don't care about what the y-intercept is in this case. We just care about what's the slope. So since the slope of the one line is negative 2/3, a perpendicular line would have a slope that would be the negative reciprocal. So we flip it over and change the sign. So it would be 3/2. Okay. If it's parallel, again, it's going to have the same slope. Are they parallel or perpendicular? If we look at just the slope, we have negative 5/2 and we have 2/5. Well, 2/5 is the negative reciprocal of negative 5/2. So, because remember, you flip it over, it'd be negative 2/5, change the sign, it would be positive 2/5. So these are perpendicular lines because of that. I'll see if there's anything a little harder here that I can jump to. This one looks like it came up with just the same type of deal. It's a slope of 5/4. Line Q is parallel to it, so it would have the same slope, 5/4. This one, what they did is they just give you a couple points. So you have to figure out the slope, and then if it's perpendicular, you got to make it negative reciprocal. So the slope of this, 6 over 8, or 6 minus 8 would be negative 2. 9 minus 2 would be 7. So that'd be negative 2 over positive 7. The reciprocal would be flipping that over. So negative 7 over 2. Or I'm sorry, 7 over negative 2. So then we have to change the sign, be 7 over 2. And again, it's asking, are they parallel or perpendicular? So in this case, you see, looking just at the slope, 4/3 and 2/9, they're not the same, so they're not parallel. And they don't seem to be negative reciprocals on those slopes. So I would say neither. All right, so that's that. Let me know if you need